You ready, Queen?
Uh-huh.
Welcome, everyone.
Grand Rising, Elizabeth. Join us Monday through Friday with Danielle Claxton, Social Media and AI, Health and Wellness with Dietrich Covington, and Stacy Scott. Wealth Building Wednesdays with LaKeisha LaGrande, Madam Finance, Art and Creativity with Evelyn Pinker, Passion and Purpose with Queen Aduni. Join us Monday through Friday on Zoom and visit us at grandrisingelizabeth.com.
Welcome, everyone. Woo, woo. It's Grand Rising to Grand Rising, Elizabeth. Wealth Building Wednesday. Wealth
Well,
Building
Building
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
I'm so excited. It is April the 29th. We're in the middle of the week, y'all. How are y'all doing? I love Wednesdays because, it kind of gets you landed on the midweek, like to reflect. Okay, today is Wednesday. How was your Monday? How was your Tuesday? Are you building momentum? Are you going to end the week with a bang? Okay, so this is your time to reflect in the middle of the week. If you've been moving a little slow, this is time to reflect and let's go ahead and get that momentum because we got work to do. Okay,
Yep.
people are waiting on you. People are waiting on you. There are people waiting. I'm so excited. So, those who don't know, my name is LaKeisha LaGrande, also known as Madam Finance, because I love helping everyday people, especially women, to build wealth with confidence. So, for those don't know, that's new. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I love to start the show off with a millionaire or billionaire success story every week. Because success leaves clues, and these stories just do something to me, okay? So, our story today, they called him Android as a joke. Silicon Valley laughed. He borrowed 10,000 just to survive. Then one person said yes, and 3 billion people felt it. Andy Rubin was born in 1963 and grew up in New York in a middle class household. His father worked as a psychologist, but on the side, he ran a small business selling electronic gadgets. Because of that, Andy grew up surrounded by technology from day one. While the other kids were simply using things, Andy wanted to know how they worked. That curiosity never left him. He studied computer science, worked his way into the tech industry, and eventually landed a role at Apple Inc. His coworkers noticed something different about him. He was obsessed with robotics, always reading, always tinkering. So they called him a nickname, Android, as a joke. But he wore that like a crown. What they meant as a joke, God meant as a blueprint. In 2003, Andy stepped out on faith and co founded a small startup called Android Inc. The vision was bold, a free open source operating system that any phone manufactured in the world could use. No gatekeepers, no one company controlling everything, a platform built for everyone. He took that vision up and down Silicon Valley. He knocked on doors. He pitched to investors after investors. And one by one, they said no. The idea was too risky. The market wasn't ready. Nobody believed that an open mobile operating system could compete. And Andy even tried to strike deals with Samsung and HTC, two of the biggest phone makers in the world. They passed. Silicon Valley's smartest money looked Andy Rubin in the eyes and they walked away. Money became tight, very tight. There was a point where Android Inc. was weeks away from shutting down. They couldn't pay their bills. They were facing eviction from their own office space. The future of everything Andy had built was hanging by a thread. During that dark stretch, his friend Steve Perlman walked into a bank, took out 10,000 in cash, and handed him an envelope just to keep the lights on. Perlin refused to take any ownership in return. He simply said, I believed in the thing and I wanted to help Andy. But it didn't end there. Andy and his team kept going. They kept building. They kept believing. Then in January 2005, Google asked for a meeting. A second meeting followed, and Andy stood in front of Google co founders Larry Page and Sergey Brin and showed them a prototype. The same idea every other investor had dismissed. The same dream Silicon Valley had laughed at. Google said yes. They acquired Android Inc. for $50 million, and the rest of the world was never the same. In 2008, the first Android power phone, the T-Mobile GI, launched. Then more phones, more countries, more people. Android spread across the globe. Today, it powers the majority of smartphones worldwide, used by over 3 billion people every single day. And Andy Rubin went from a founder who couldn't make payroll and needed a friend to hand deliver cash in an envelope to the man whose creation changed the way the entire world communicates. His estimate net worth is around 500 million. He went on to invest in the next generation of technology companies through his venture firm, Playground Global, paying forward the belief that someone once showed in him when he had almost nothing left. I decree and declare that we are all success stories in Jesus' name. Mr.
Ashe.
Andrew, huh?
I said Ashe. I agree. We're two agree, right?
Yes. And I went to class last night, for sourcing your business, and I submitted my paperwork and everything. And one of the things, that he mentioned that stood out, as we always reading and we find out about all of these success stories, the one thing that we can know that is in common, and they are givers. They are givers. And that's what we're supposed to do.
Mhm.
Help the world, change lives, you know. So I just love these stories, and we just have to keep on pushing, keep staying the game. You see how many people who said no over and over and over again, all of these success stories, they never gave up and they won and they won. And you can win too. Just give yourself some love and some grace. Don't be so hard on yourself. Just go at your pace. Everybody get there suddenly. Everybody's going to get their time and chance. So I want you all to stay in the game, to stay motivated, work on your personal development and enjoy it while we doing it. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Anybody have any questions about the story? Did anything like ring? Did anybody, did it touch you any kind of way? Did you even know about Android and how it developed? I thought that was
Yes. Well, Grand Rising, sis.
grand,
I,
rising, beautiful.
I wanted to let you know that that was amazing what you said about giving because we always think that we're there and we can always elevate in something that we do. So I started giving out these little bags, and the bags have little earrings, a tea bag, and my foot cream in the bag. And I
Mm,
started giving them out like last week. I said,
nice.
I gotta give something, I gotta start giving something. I gotta enhance. So just
Yeah.
to share that with you, you know how God, the Holy Ghost always give you a confirmation. And for you to say that, yeah, I'm giving out my little bags now.
That is so nice. Even she has a wonderful event. It's like on a Fridays. I don't know if is it the last week of the month or
It's the last Friday of every month. And
last.
the month of May, we're doing manicure, pedicure, massage, and your Happy to Be Healthy bag for 150. I'll send you the flyer for your mom or whoever you want to bless. And I have my own office space now, so that's what's making it so exciting.
Oh,
Ooh,
congratulations.
congratulations.
Woo! Congratulations. And one of the reasons why I mentioned because she gave out a nice bag. It was a bag with all type of little knickknacks in it. I thought it was really tasteful and it was really, 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 really nice. All right, y'all. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get into today's um class today. So, one of the reasons I'm doing this is because we have to be careful where we getting our information from, okay? And so somebody sent me this video and then I saw it again and I was like, wow. And so today when I play this video, I want you all to just pay attention to what's being said on this video. And it's the reason why we're going to talk about the things that we're going to talk about today. Okay. So give me a second. I see some people said a few things in the chat. Hold on. Let me see. What we got here? Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm glad y'all like the story. All right. Here we go. I got the power, queen.
You got it, boo.
I got the power. Right. Here we go. Right here. Okay. Can y'all see that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
All
I
right.
can see it.
Awesome. Welcome, Shani.
Hi,
Hey, beautiful.
how are you?
I'm doing absolutely wonderful and amazing, just like you all are.
Amen.
Amen. Okay. Today's topic is about financial advice that sounds smart, but can cost you everything.
Mm.
Welcome to Wealth Building Wednesday. This year is the season of expansion. That was my word for the year. Okay. So, welcome, welcome. Today, I'm just going to talk a little bit about myself this time because I want you to be able to feel comfortable about what I'm going to share with you today. I am a former banker with 20 plus years in the financial industry. I hold 3 degrees, one in finance, and I have my MBA in business. I'm a licensed agent with 15 plus years and a former Series 6 and 63 holder. So, believe me when I tell you, I know when I hear something wrong and that's not accurate. That was the purpose of me sharing that information with you. I am considered a trusted, relatable, and result driven professional. Quick disclaimer, this presentation is for educational purposes only. I'm not providing personalized investment advice. I'm not recommending that you purchase a particular product or specific stock. Always do your own research or seek a licensed professional before investing. Some financial advice sounds wealthy, sounds smart, but can actually leave you financially exposed. Okay, I want y'all to listen to this young lady. She's beautiful, she's sharp, look like she in an airplane. Okay, here we go.
Never ever open a bank account in your own name. I didn't know this until my dad stopped me the day I got my first paycheck. I did everything right, got paid, went straight to the bank, opened the savings account in my name, and deposited everything. My dad looked at me and said, "You just put a target on your back." I had no idea what he meant. He explained that the moment your money sits in your name, it's exposed. Creditors can see it, lawyers can find it, anyone with a legal judgment against you can freeze it and take it completely legally. So here's what he told me to do instead. What wealthy families quietly been doing for decades. Step 1. Go to irs.gov and apply for an EIN, a tax ID number, but for a trust instead of a person. Step 2. Select revocable trust as your entity type. List yourself as both the grantor and the trustee. You keep full control of everything. Step 3. Take that EIN to any bank and open an account under the trust name, not yours. The money is still yours. You spend it, move it, invest it however you want, but on paper it's not attached to you. If someone sues you, they can't touch what they can't find. Own nothing on paper. Control everything in reality. If you want to know all the wealthy family's secrets to prosperity and freedom, then follow me and watch my previous video.
Were y'all able to hear that?
Yes.
Awesome. That was awesome.
Okay. So the reason why I shared that, because a lot of people think that is awesome. This is what really bothered me, because I saw this video twice. One with this young lady, then I saw it again with a gentleman on it. This particular video, the last time I looked at it, had 43.2K likes. And then 6.6 people shared it to other people. And that really bothered me. Okay. I'm not here to bash anybody. I'm pretty sure this young lady probably, got some really, really good, information. She probably is a clone. They got all these
I
clones
was going to
now.
say that's an AI clone.
She's probably a clone. But this advice, even though it sounds smart, it sounds, wealthy, it sounds strategic, this advice that she gave is dangerous, oversimplified, and partially wrong. Do not follow it as stated. A revocable trust does not protect your money from creditors. You'll be creating a false sense of security while still being fully exposed. So we're going to talk about this particular video that sounds so good. And somebody sent it to me, right? And I'm like, wow, okay. And then I saw the guy first, but it's the same identical information. And then she had about 606 people who commented on this video. But 6.6K people got this information, and it is not all correct. The problem is social media is full of wealth hacks. Everyone is teaching, but few are qualified. Bad advice equal real financial consequences. Major flaw number 1. She said, never ever open a bank account in your own name. Major flaw number 1. Because hundreds of millions of people have bank accounts in their own name, including wealthy people. Y'all know I know. Did y'all hear me say I'm an ex-banker? I used to see the bank accounts. I used to talk to hundreds and hundreds of people. It's legal. It's normal and it's necessary for business operations, for payroll, and daily life. The truth, the real conversation is about asset protection planning, which is entirely different from where your account is titled. Flaw number 2. She says select a revocable trust as your entity type. If someone sues you, they can't touch what they can't find. This is flat out wrong. A revocable trust provides zero asset protection from the creditors or lawsuits. This is not debatable, ladies and gentlemen. It's a black street letter law in every U.S. jurisdiction. This is the big flaw. Money in a trust isn't attached to you. That is a flat out incorrect for an irrevocable trust. If you are a grantor plus a trustee, the law treats the assets as 100% yours. Creditors, lawsuits, and judgments can still reach those assets. Courts can pierce right through that instantly. This is not advanced strategy. It's a beginner level misunderstanding being packaged as wealth secrets. So we have to be careful where we're getting this information from. They can't touch what they can't find. Major flaw number 4. This is misleading and borderline reckless. Courts can subpoena bank records. Discovery processes exposes everything. Hiding assets intentionally can trigger fraudulent conveyance issues, which you don't want, because you don't want to be in court explaining why you were trying to hide money. You just don't want to do it. Confusing privacy with protection. It's the difference, okay? Let's explain. A revocable trust can help with avoiding probate, organizing your assets, and privacy to a small degree. It does not provide asset protection, lawsuit shielding, or creditor protection. Those are completely 2 different strategies, ladies and gentlemen. She said wealthy families do this. See, wealthy families, let's get this together, because this is the thing that's just like, wealthy families do not rely on revocable trusts for protection. They use ownership. Other businesses, they own other businesses. They have a business. They do ownership through stocks, through dividends. What we've been talking about, the dividend life. They use LLCs, layered with holding companies, asset protection trusts. Whether it's domestic or offshores, they use asset protection trusts. They got different types of trusts. Proper insurance, having the proper insurance, having the proper life insurance, all type of things to help protect your income. What you were shown is a watered down Facebook version of real wealth strategy. It wasn't good advice, but it sounded good. What actually provides asset protection? Irrevocable trust. You give up control. That's the trade-off. Properly structured LLCs with operating agreements. Family limited partnerships. Domestic asset protection trusts in specific states. There are many types of trusts, and they do very different things. A revocable trust is an estate planning tool. It helps your family skip probate, when you pass. It is not a lawsuit shield, and do not confuse the two. She said, own nothing on paper. Control everything in reality. This is what's misleading in that statement. This concept does exist in sophisticated estate planning tools, but it takes years, attorneys, and irrevocable trust structures to build it properly. Applying it with a revocable trust is like putting on a costume, a doctor's costume, and then saying you're a doctor. I want you all not to confuse privacy, probate planning, and asset protection. They are three different conversations. So I put together this chart to kind of like help get a better understanding. So one of the strategies, personal bank account. The main purpose of a bank account is is for daily money management. Does it protect you from lawsuits? No, it does not. She talked about the revocable trust, probate avoidance, and organization. That's what the main purpose of the revocable trust is. Protects you from lawsuit? Usually, no, it doesn't. Irrevocable trust. The main purpose for that is asset protection and legacy planning. Does it protect you from lawsuits? Potentially, yes, if it's done correctly. You get what you pay for. Some people try to do a lot of it themselves. You want to do it the right way. LLC. The main purpose is business liability separation. Does it protect you from lawsuits? Yes, if it's maintained properly and it's set up properly. Insurance. Why do people get insurance? That's the first line of defense. First thing for protecting your income. Protection from lawsuits? Yes, up to policy limits. Own nothing on paper, control everything in reality. We still on this. The truth is, moving assets to deceive creditors is called fraudulent conveyance. I said that in the other screen. And it is illegal. If you transfer assets after a lawsuit is filed or threaten to sue you, courts can and will reverse it. Timing is everything. There's a reason why wealthy families pay estate attorneys $10,000 plus to build their structures. Because when it's done right, they are powerful. When it's done wrong or done as a shortcut, they can actually make your legal situation worse. So you want to do the right thing. You want to plan for it. Like we could do anything with planning. And so that's why I like to talk about these different things. And if you really want to get in the nitty gritty and really make some power moves, I highly recommend you all come to the Generational Wealth Blueprint series where I'm breaking everything down. Like it's going to be amazing. Okay. May the 5th and May the 12th. Thanks to Queens, Building Up Queens, they're sponsoring it, so it's free. And 30 more spots just opened up. So I just so thankful and grateful for them, making sure that the community gets this information because there are going to be some worksheets that you want to have. If you're not ready right now, can you at least have it so when you do, you can move? Because you can do anything with planning, but you got to at least know Do you have a direction? Do you know? You may not be ready this year, but maybe next year, maybe 3 years. But at least when you're ready, you're going to already know what to do. Already know what to do. So it's about planning, and you can do anything with planning. I'm a firm believer of that. She said creditors can see it. Lawyers can find it. Anyone with a legal judgment can freeze it and take it completely legally. Okay. This is partially true, but wildly exaggerated. Not all money is equally exposed. So I thought this was very important that I talk about this. Because some funds are often protected or partially protected, like your Social Security benefits, certain pensions, some retirement accounts would be in that category. In some cases, a portion of wages. But regular cash just sitting in a checking or a savings account usually is fair game once a judgment is enforced. But they have to go through a process. It's not just easily, they can just take your money easily, it be exposed. There is a process. The truth is the wealthiest people in America have bank accounts in their names. What they also have are layers. They have LLCs. They have trusts. They have insurance and attorneys. So protection is a system. It's not a trick. I want to go over this just a little bit. What is an estate? I talked about this in one of the last episodes that we did. Because let's get it clear. Let's clear it up right now so we can get an understanding. Because I really want the people who have signed up for the Generational Wealth Blueprint series to really, get this and have a lot of this already kind of like in mind, right? So your estate is not just for rich people. Estate is not just for rich people. Let's get that myth out the way. If you own anything, you have an estate. And I really wanted to clear that out because Sandra's beautiful daughter was talking about that, about the estate. And I wanted to make sure that I was clear so everybody could really understand what an estate is. So your estate equal everything you own at the time of your death, period. Everything. Your home, your car, your bank accounts, your retirement accounts, your life insurance, your jewelry, your business, your digital assets. If you have children, a spouse, or anyone who depends on you, you need a basic estate documents now. What counts as your estate? Everything. Your house, your car, savings, your checking account, your 401k, if you have an IRA, if you have life insurance, payouts, jewelry, business ownership, digital accounts, personal property. And also make sure if you have those things that you have a beneficiary. Because if your name is the only name on it, especially with bank accounts, 401ks and different things, and you think if you have just one child and you think that child is going to be able to get that easily and effortlessly, it's not. It's probably going to most likely go to probate court. But if you have their name on it, it trumps a will, right? So you want to make sure you do that. If you haven't done it now, just make sure that you do include the people who you love on your bank accounts as a beneficiary or paid upon death. What people think estate means: mansions, millions of dollars, old money, rich families. This is wrong. Your $8,000 savings account is part of your estate. Your $1,000 in your savings account is part of your estate. The Bible says a good person leaves an inheritance to their children's children. You don't have to be rich to leave something behind. And legacy is not all about money either. It's about what you plan, what did you teach. It could be also a part of your legacy. What did you structure? I wanted to bring this up because I was at Global last night, and one of the young ladies was, she doesn't have any children. It's just herself. She's not married or, or anything. And so we was just talking, and I was like, yeah, you need to put some things in place. And so, I'm just so passionate about leaving a legacy, about changing my family, how things have been going. And the majority of the people, actually, I should say all of the people that I know, they are first time generational wealth builders. They're doing it for the first time. They're the first person in their family to do this. And so you want to be careful, move with excellence. You want to kind of know ahead of time, to plan for this, okay? Because you really can change your financial situation, especially, for our color. Um, we need to talk about this. We need to know what we're doing in order to leave a legacy to our kids. Because if it don't start with you, then where is it going to start? If you're not going to be the leader of your family, then how are they going to get it? How is my children going to know what to do if I don't know what to do? You, they take a chance on getting misinformation. You have to be selective of the information that you get on the internet. Like, everybody's teaching stuff. It is so noisy. Like, how do you deter which is right and who giving out the right information? Because I know that sounded good what she said. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't know what I knew, I'd be like, oh, that's a secret. Yeah, shoot, I'm about to follow her. She must know what she's talking about. Not saying that she don't, and I wasn't trying to deflect her character or anything like that, but I just can't stand to see incorrect information, because dealing with people's money, their medical stuff is so serious. You really shouldn't play with that, and want to make sure that you've given out the correct information. So the 5 documents every adult needs, regardless of your wealth, is one, a will, a last will and testament. Tells the court who gets your stuff when you die. Without it, the state decides, not you. So don't you want to be in control over who gets what? They don't even know you and your family. They don't know. So you should be the one to say what's what. Beneficiary designations. I hit on that. On your bank accounts, your 401ks, anything you own, your home. If your name is the only name on there, they're not going to go to your loved ones easily and effortlessly. So beneficiaries, the name on your life insurance and retirement accounts overrides your will. So review these things every single year. That's another area that people, when somebody pass away, or husband or spouse, they forget about the life insurance and they don't make that change. And you've been paying for this all this time, and then something happened and they don't even have money to bury you or do anything else, because the person that was deceased is still on there. Your husband's still on there. Your wife was still on there, and they're no longer here. So now it has to go through this thing. So it's always good to please review, have a policy review. I recommend at least every 2 years. Some people say every 3, every 5 years, but me personally, every 2 years. A power of attorney, a POA. It names someone to make financial decisions for you if you are incapacitated, if you have Alzheimer's, if you can't remember, without it, no one can legally touch your accounts. So this is so very important to have this set in place. Number 4 is very vital. A health care directive. This is what I was wanting to, the conversation came up really on this here right here. A living will that tells doctors and your family your medical wishes if you cannot speak for yourself. This is very important that you put this in place, ladies and gentlemen. The trust. The trust is optional, but it's very powerful. A trust out trumps a will, hands down. Okay? Keep your assets out of probate court. Protects your privacy and gives you more control over how and when assets are distributed. So, what is probate court? Probate. Probate is the court process that happens when someone dies without a trust. And it's public. Anyone can see it. And it's very slow. It can take 1 to 3 years. It can take even longer than that, depending on how much money you got. It can take years before the estate is even settled. And it's very expensive. It can cost 3 to 8% of your estate value in fees. A trust bypasses all of that. So you really would like to have a trust. The family gets what you left to them faster, privately, and with less cost. Why does this look like this? There we go. I like this look better. You do not have to figure this out alone, ladies and gentlemen. Option A, I talked about the workshop plug. Y'all, I'm telling you, May the 5th and May the 12th, you're going to get worksheets. These worksheets, you want to hold on to these worksheets because they're going to help you in the future. Step by step. This information is not easily ready for you to have. You have to search and find. Look, and I've been searching and finding because I'm moving and building legacy in real time. So I'm not just talking the talk. I'm walking the walk, okay? And this information, if I need it, I know you're needed. Because who know how to pick that trustee? Because I didn't know how to pick my trustee. When I get ready to do my trust, okay, I have one, but I need another type of trust, right? That my house can go into, and some other items and things that I have that can go into my trust. My brokerage accounts, my 401k, and different other things. And so I had to find and search and seek it, And so I wanted to be easy for you. Because if I needed the bill, you needed the bill. Step by step. So it tell you about a trustee test. So a test that you can use to help you find the right person for your trust. The worksheets, serious power moves. It's just so much in it. I just put everything into the blueprint work series, and you want to get it. I'm not you. It's for the people. Whoever get that sheet, you got that sheet. I'm not emailing the sheets out. I'm not emailing them. It's for you. The people who come to the workshop will have that sheet. So bring your pen, your paper, because you might want to save the worksheet. Now we're going to go through a lot of good information on there. But you might want to just put it in your notebook and then go revisit it because we might not be able to go through everything. But it's going to be fire, okay? I'm hosting 2 powerful workshops next month. We're going to go deep in exactly the kind of trust, the exactly kind of things, protection strategies. It's going to get your mind going. Like, it's just going to woo. give you something to think about, how to focus, and even expand upon the 6 plans and options that you can choose from, right? So you really gonna be in a good place, a good position after you leave that night. Option B, one-on-one strategy sessions. So I've been doing those privately. Haven't been talking a lot about it, but I've been doing a lot of one-on-ones. And yes, I have been charging, but it has really been changing people, organization, and how to move, finding the gaps. What else do you need to do so you can, not be all over the place or doing things outside of proper sequence. And so it's been really, really good. If today's episode made you realize you need to look at your own plan, book a strategy session with me. We'll look at where you are, where you need to build a roadmap specifically for you. Option C, also, follow me at Ask Matter Finance. I'm going to start putting a lot of good information out there. If this show helped you today, do me a favor, subscribe to Matter Finance on YouTube. It helps me reach more people who need this information. And the link is in my bio. Okay, I'm learning about the bio. I've done my link in my Instagram. So I'm growing and I'm moving right along with you all. Have a plan. Let's start planning. Let's get a strategy together. And even some people might think, oh, it's too late. Like, oh, it's too late. I really don't have a lot of money. I really don't have anything to leave, but you do. Even if you have a small life insurance policy, we're going to talk about how you can take that seed and turn it into generational wealth. Where my last screen at? Here we go. Let's talk about the real playbook. No secrets, okay? Wealthy people, they build the right team: estate attorney, CPAs, financial advisors, insurance professionals. That's their team. You should have that, especially if you have a business, because you want to protect yourself, right? So you just kind of want to plan for these things. If you estate attorney, you don't have a state or can't afford a state attorney, they have legal shields. I do legal shields. They have legal shields, and I've been having them for a long time. They help look over my contracts and the different agreements, because I'm not finna play with this thing. This is serious. So I'm not finna play. I'm not finna even act like I know all of that legal jargon, because I don't. And then people respect you a lot more too, because you are handling your business. You want a profession. That's your team. And you should have a meeting with your team, maybe every 6 months, every 3 months, or once a year, just to make sure you on the right track, to make sure that they're on the right, everything is moving together the way you want it to move together. It's very smart move. They use layered structures, not a single trick, not trying to hide stuff. It's a reason behind it. They start with term life insurance and whole life insurance to protect income and create liquidity. We're going to really go into that on May the 5th. They use revocable trust for probate avoidance and privacy. They use LLCs and holding companies to separate liability. See, I believe success leaves clues, and I want to know ahead of time the path. You got to know the path that you're going. You want to know that, because now you can plan for it. See, I already knew that I was going to need a holding company. So that's why I have had been researching it back in the day. I already knew once I get my multiple businesses, what I was going to need to do. I was going to need a holding company. And guess what? Because I planned for it, I was prepared. When that time came, I was able to move strategically and to move smart. Um, they plan decades in advance not to respond to a lawsuit. Planning, right? I was nowhere ready to know have a holding company and other things. I was nowhere ready for that, but I was planning out for that, right? So plan for your success, because with planning you can do anything. You will already know what to do when that time get there. You won't just be trying to figure it out then. The chess principle. In chess, you don't just make one powerful move and win. You build position. You protect your pieces. You plan 10 moves ahead. Generational wealth works the same way. The chess framework. Calculate your moves. Harness it. Build. Once you start building and you learning and you planning, then start executing. Then stack your money. Start finding out different ways on, building wealth, multiple streams of income. Then once you start getting all of that going on, then you want to secure the bag, baby. You want to secure it and be able to hold on to it. Hold on to it. I want to say thank you so much. It's 9:54. I want to talk more about the chess move, but it's 9:54. So let me get back to you all. Stop sharing. All right. I hope that information was helpful. I hope it made you be more aware of what we're listening to and, where you're getting the information from, because it can sound really, really good, but be very misleading. Anybody have any questions?
Wow. 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 I felt like I was sitting in, when you're sitting in the church and nobody's saying anything, it's because you're sitting on the edge. I'm literally sitting at the edge of my chair, like, wow. Um, Thank you. Because you truth is undeniable. It pierces through all bull.
Yes.
And just to know that there is a right way to do the stuff, and just thank you. That's all I can say, because you made it plain and clear. And I'm just thinking about other people that need to know this. So I'm definitely going to send this. I'm going to, because I'm going to post it, but I'm also going to send this show today to people to have them to really look, because you broke it down really clear. And yeah, I'm glad that they opened up some more spaces.
They did. The last time I had looked, it was like 7 spots left, and then those was gone. So, really take advantage of it, because a lot of times we don't go because we say I don't have $25. I don't have it, or I don't have $50 or $100. So they're paying. You know what I'm saying? They're paying for you. Take advantage of it, because I put my soul and heart into this stuff because I'm walking it. So I'm not just giving you anything. I'm not just telling you anything. These are things that I do, you know, and I have learned, through my path. And so I want to make it easier for other people. I don't want people to be 59 years old, you know what I'm saying, or just figuring it out, or don't have the right guidance on, gotta get through all the noise. Like, what's right? Who, everybody got an opinion. Everybody got an opinion. So you got to know that when people are arguing, they got an opinion and what's their agenda. That clickbait to make you want to follow her, to get, so she can get paid. But I couldn't take 6.6 people shared that video. 6.6 thousand people. And look how many people liked it and like, oh, this is it. The person who sent to it was like, girl, did you check that out? Look, it make it seem like that's a wealth move. That's some strategy. Everybody not doing it, but it's incorrect, incorrect information. So I wasn't trying to bash the lady or anything, but I just want, us to move with excellence, because that's one thing. We are growing. The Grand Rising Elizabeth, we are no joke, okay? And everybody out here, the Lizard Bros, you know what I'm saying? We all moving. We're all on the same path. And so we're growing. And I'm loving the growth. I'm loving seeing, Sandra Mack and Shawnee, you know what I'm saying, at Global, you know what I'm saying, getting it in, we all are success stories in Jesus' name. We are. We all are success stories, and we are game changers for a whole lot of people. Everybody on here probably is a first time generational wealth builder. Let's build this thing, you know, and be easy on yourself, heal at your own pace, move at your own pace, enjoy life, enjoy the journey while you're here. But let's be consistent, let's stay on the path, show up, show up. And I know, I just thank you so much. Anybody have any questions or anything? Or
I'll be there no matter how much it costs.
it's costing you. It's free, baby. It's free. Thanks to Queens, Building Up Queens, nonprofit organization. And she is very passionate about making sure that the community gets financial education, financial, literacy. Right. And so I really, admire her for that. And whatever I could do to help her build also, because that's what we need to do, help build each other, be
Mhm.
around the same people that's doing what you want to do.
So what do we got to do to participate?
Okay. You got to go to Eventbrite. We do have to. I'm going to post it again, and I'm going to send it to everyone individually. Also, I have your number, Shiny. I don't have the I don't have the link on me right now, but I
Okay.
will post it in the WhatsApp chat. I got mostly everybody's information that's on here. And follow me on Instagram. All the information on Instagram is in my bio. You can click on it and it'll take you straight to Eventbrite. So if you go to Ask Madam Finance, you can go on there. It's May the 5th is on a Tuesday. But yeah, just click or go to the link is in my bio. You go there and you can go ahead and it'll take you straight to the Eventbrite. Any other
Is
questions?
that askmanafinance.com or
Instagram is just
Instagram?
Ask
Okay.
Madam Finance. Instagram, Ask
Instagram.
Madam Finance.
Okay. Okay.
Yep. Go to Instagram, Ask Madam Finance. And if you go to the top to buy, you click on it, you'll see my link tree. Excuse me, it's the very first button. And it'll take you so that you can go ahead and register. So it's important to register so we know how much it's going to be. Light refreshments that will be there. I have a surprise that day, and yeah, it's gonna be a great networking event also. But we're gonna get busy. We're gonna be at tables. We're not gonna be sitting at just a chair, so that you will be able to look at the worksheet. We're gonna go over it step by step. So when you are alone, you can really have something to go with. This worksheet is something I really feel that everybody should keep and put it in a binder for when you're ready to really make those audacious moves. You're able to do so. You have it. You know, most people don't even know how I don't even know how to name your trust. I didn't even know a specific way that you should, name it. So you're gonna learn that information also, the do's and the don'ts on naming your trust. Because a lot of times people wait till they get in front of an attorney, then they trying to figure it out right then and there. Nope, you're gonna be ready. But you get ready to go to your estate planning attorney or the company you're going to, you're going to save 2 hours worth of time because you're going to be so organized, so ready, and so fluent in what you want to do and how you want to do it. So I'm really excited about that. All right. Well, it's 10:02 today. Does anybody else have any questions? Hey, Miss Dow, I see you time. You chimed in, Miss Dow. Anybody else? No? Okay. Well, let's give ourselves a hug. At the Grand Rising Elizabeth, we love to give ourselves hugs because sometimes we love on everybody else and sometimes we forget to love on ourselves. So love on yourself. I love kissing myself. Let's hug the world because the world needs a hug too. And let's send love and light to all of those that's in authority. We send enough love and light to those in authority. You never know what kind of miracles that can take place. I love you all. Thank you for staying to the end. And let's do the doggone thing. We're in the second quarter. Okay. It's expansion time. We are expanding. Let's keep up the good work.
Peace out.
Peace out.
Peace out. See
Peace
you later.
out.
You gotta do the thing about on purpose.
Have a wonderful and fantastic day on purpose.